The first thing you need to understand is that motivation is not your friend. It's a fair weather companion, showing up when things are easy and disappearing the moment things get tough. The myth that you can stay motivated at all times is one of the biggest lies fed to you by a society obsessed with instant gratification. The reality is, motivation comes in waves, and like any wave, it crashes, leaving you stranded. Relying on it is a surefire way to guarantee failure. The real question is, why are you so obsessed with motivation in the first place? Because it feels good. It's an emotional high that makes you feel invincible, like you can conquer the world. But the truth is, it's a drug, and just like any drug, the effects wear off, leaving you craving more. And when that motivation fades, what are you left with? Nothing but excuses and missed opportunities. Motivation is seductive because it offers instant gratification. When you're motivated, everything seems possible. You start a new project with enthusiasm, convinced that this time you'll see it through. But as soon as the initial excitement wears off, reality sets in. The tasks become tedious, obstacles arise, and suddenly, that motivation you were riding high on is nowhere to be found. This is the point where most people give up. They think they need to wait for the next burst of motivation to get back on track. But here's the harsh truth. If you're waiting for motivation to get things done, you're already behind. Success isn't about waiting for the right moment or the perfect feeling. It's about pushing forward even when you don't feel like it. The real achievers, the ones who accomplish extraordinary things, are those who understand that motivation is fleeting and unreliable. They know that if they want to get anywhere, they can't depend on it. Instead, they build habits, routines, and a mindset that carries them through when motivation is nowhere in sight. Chapter 2. If you want to stay productive, you need to replace motivation with something much stronger: discipline. Discipline is your only true ally in the battle against procrastination and laziness. Unlike motivation, which is fleeting and unreliable, discipline is consistent. It's what gets you out of bed when your body screams for more sleep. It's what pushes you to hit the gym when your mind is concocting excuses. Discipline is ruthless, but it's the only way to achieve anything of value. It doesn't care about your feelings or your comfort. It demands sacrifice, and it delivers results. If you're serious about staying motivated, forget about waiting for inspiration and start cultivating discipline. It's time to grow up and face the fact that you can't rely on motivation to get where you want to go. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But here's the problem. Most people don't have the patience or the willpower to develop it. They're too focused on the short-term pleasures, too addicted to instant gratification. They want the results without putting in the hard work. But discipline doesn't work that way. It requires consistency, day in and day out, regardless of how you feel. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And guess what? Most of the time, you won't feel like doing it. That's why discipline is so crucial. It's the difference between those who talk about their goals and those who actually achieve them. It's time to stop relying on motivation and start building discipline, because in the end, that's what will carry you through when everything else fails. To truly grasp the power of discipline, you need to understand that it's not about grand gestures or one-time efforts. Discipline is the quiet, daily commitment to your goals that doesn't waver, regardless of circumstances. It's about getting up every morning and doing the work, even when you're tired, uninspired, or overwhelmed. It's about saying no to distractions, temptations, and shortcuts, and staying focused on the task at hand. Discipline doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates the perfect moment by consistently showing up day after day. The people who achieve the most in life are not necessarily the most talented or the most motivated. They are the most disciplined. They understand that motivation is a temporary state, but discipline is a lifelong practice. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the achievers. If you want to reach your full potential, discipline must become your default mode of operation. It's not about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing the ordinary things extraordinarily well every single day. Chapter 3. Routine is the silent killer of procrastination. It's boring, repetitive, and unglamorous, but it works. The most successful people in the world aren't constantly seeking new ways to stay motivated. They've mastered the art of routine. They wake up at the same time every day, follow the same morning rituals, and stick to the same work schedule. They don't waste time wondering if they feel like doing something. They just do it because it's part of their routine. Routine eliminates the need for motivation because it turns your actions into habits. Once something becomes a habit, you do it automatically without needing to be motivated. This is how you hack your brain and force it to work for you instead of against you. Routine is your secret weapon in the war against laziness. The beauty of routine lies in its simplicity. By creating a consistent schedule, you remove the mental burden of decision-making. You no longer waste energy debating whether or not to take action. You just do it because it's part of your daily routine. This is how you build momentum, and momentum is a powerful force. Once you have momentum on your side, everything becomes easier. You're no longer fighting against yourself. You're moving forward step by step without even thinking about it. But here's the catch. Building a routine takes time, and most people give up before they see the benefits. They get bored, they get distracted, and they revert to their old habits. But if you can stick with it, if you can push through the initial resistance, you'll find that routine becomes your greatest ally in the pursuit of your goals. Most people underestimate the power of routine because it's not exciting. It doesn't give you that rush of adrenaline or the feeling of immediate accomplishment. But that's exactly why it works. Routine strips away the unnecessary decisions that drain your energy and focus. When you wake up at the same time every day, you don't have to think about when to start your day. You just do it. When you follow a set sequence of tasks, your brain doesn't waste energy on what to do next. It just executes. This is how you conserve your mental and emotional resources for the things that really matter. Routine is the ultimate productivity hack because it allows you to operate on autopilot for the mundane tasks, freeing up your willpower for the bigger challenges. The more you embrace routine, the more you'll realize that success isn't about grand gestures. It's about mastering the mundane. Routine is often dismissed as dull and uncreative, but the reality is that it's the foundation upon which all creativity and innovation are built. When you have a solid routine, you free your mind from the constant chatter of indecision and doubt. You create a structure that supports your goals and allows you to focus on what truly matters. The most successful people in any field, from athletes to artists to entrepreneurs, understand the importance of routine. They know that consistency is the key to mastery, and mastery is the key to success. By sticking to a routine, you build the habits that lead to long-term results. You train your brain to perform at its best, even when motivation is low or distractions are high. Over time, your routine becomes a source of strength, a reliable framework that keeps you moving forward no matter what life throws at you. If you want to achieve greatness, don't underestimate the power of routine. Embrace it, refine it, and let it propel you to new heights. Chapter 4. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Success is boring. The grind is monotonous, and the rewards often feel far away. But if you want to stay motivated, you have to learn to love the grind. Most people quit because they expect success to be glamorous, but the reality is far from it. The grind is ugly, painful, and soul-crushing at times, but it's also where growth happens. Embrace the discomfort. Lean into the pain. The more you push through, the more resilient you become, and the more resilient you are, the less you need motivation. The grind is where winners are made. If you can learn to love it, you'll never need to chase motivation again. The grind is the great equalizer. Everyone has to go through it, but not everyone makes it out the other side. Why? Because they're not willing to embrace the pain. They're looking for shortcuts, easy wins, and instant success. But the reality is, there are no shortcuts. The grind is a necessary part of the process. It's where you earn your stripes, where you build the skills and the mindset needed to succeed. The grind doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're bored, or if you're doubting yourself. It demands that you show up every day, put in the work, and keep going, no matter what. If you can learn to love the grind, you'll become unstoppable. You'll develop a level of resilience and determination that most people can only dream of. And that's when you'll start to see real progress. The grind is where the real work happens. It's not the glamorous part of success that you see on social media. It's the hours spent honing your craft when no one is watching, the sacrifices you make when no one is applauding, and the relentless pursuit of excellence even when it seems like no one cares. The grind is lonely, and it's brutal. It doesn't offer immediate rewards, and it doesn't provide instant gratification. But it's also where the magic happens. It's where you build the habits, the skills, and the mindset that will carry you through the tough times. If you can learn to love the grind, you'll discover a level of motivation that isn't dependent on external validation. You'll find yourself driven by something deeper, something more powerful than the fleeting bursts of motivation that most people rely on. You'll become the kind of person who doesn't just talk about success, but actually achieves it. The grind is the crucible of success. It's where you're tested, refined, and ultimately transformed. It's not just about putting in the hours, it's about enduring the monotony, the frustration, and the setbacks that come with pursuing a big goal. The grind is what separates the good from the great, the mediocre from the exceptional. It's where you prove to yourself and to the world that you're willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. But here's the thing. The grind is also where most people give up. They can't handle the discomfort, the lack of immediate results, the endless repetition of tasks that seem to lead nowhere. But those who embrace the grind, who learn to find satisfaction in the process rather than just the outcome, are the ones who achieve lasting success. They understand that the grind is not a punishment, it's a privilege. It's the price you pay for greatness. And the more you embrace it, the less you'll need motivation to keep going. Chapter 5. Another reason people lose motivation is because they're constantly seeking validation from others. They want their efforts to be recognized, their sacrifices to be acknowledged. But here's the harsh truth: no one cares. No one cares about your struggles, your late nights, or your early mornings. If you're doing it for the applause, you're going to burn out. True motivation comes from within, from a desire to prove something to yourself, not to others. Stop wasting time seeking approval. It's a dead-end road that will leave you exhausted and empty. If you want to stay motivated, you need to find a reason that comes from deep inside you, something that doesn't rely on the opinions of others. Only then will you find a motivation that doesn't fade. The problem with seeking validation is that it puts your sense of self-worth in the hands of others. You become dependent on their approval to feel good about yourself. But what happens when the applause stops? What happens when people don't notice your efforts? You start to doubt yourself. You start to question your purpose, and eventually you lose motivation. The truth is, if you're doing something just for the recognition, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. People are fickle. They'll praise you one day and forget about you the next. That's why you need to find a deeper reason for your actions, something that isn't tied to external validation. When you're driven by a purpose that comes from within, you don't need others to validate your efforts. You're motivated by your own standards, your own goals, and your own vision for your life. And that's the kind of motivation that lasts. Seeking validation is one of the most dangerous traps you can fall into. It's an addiction, and like all addictions, it never truly satisfies. The more you seek approval from others, the more you need it, and the more you lose sight of what really matters. You start to shape your actions, your decisions, and your life around what you think others want to see, rather than what you truly want for yourself. But here's the thing. Other people's opinions of you are none of your business. They're irrelevant to your success, and they're certainly not a reliable source of motivation. If you're constantly chasing validation, you'll end up exhausted, unfulfilled, and ultimately unsuccessful. The only validation that matters is the one you give yourself. When you stop seeking approval from others, you free yourself to pursue your goals with a level of focus and determination that is truly unstoppable. The need for validation is deeply ingrained in human nature. From a young age, we're conditioned to seek approval from our parents, teachers, and peers. We're taught that our worth is determined by how others perceive us. But this mindset is incredibly limiting. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of dependency, where your motivation and self-esteem are constantly at the mercy of others. If you want to achieve real success, you need to break free from this cycle. You need to stop caring about what others think and start living according to your own values and goals. The truth is, no one else is living your life for you. No one else is going to put in the work, make the sacrifices, or face the challenges that you will. So why should their opinions matter? When you stop seeking validation from others, you take back control of your life. You become the author of your own story, driven by your own purpose and motivated by a desire to become the best version of yourself, not because someone else thinks you should, but because you want to. Chapter 6. Pain is another powerful motivator, but most people run from it. They avoid discomfort at all costs, choosing the path of least resistance. But here's the twist. Pain is your greatest ally in the pursuit of greatness. Pain sharpens you, toughens you, and forces you to evolve. It's a sign that you're pushing your limits, that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. If you want to stay motivated, you need to stop fearing pain and start embracing it. Seek out challenges that scare you, that force you to grow. The more you confront pain, the less it will control you. Over time, you'll find that what once terrified you becomes just another part of the process. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Choose to grow through the pain instead of running from it. Pain is a signal that you're doing something right. It means you're pushing beyond your comfort zone, challenging yourself to grow and improve. But most people see pain as a bad thing. They associate it with failure, with weakness, and they do everything they can to avoid it. They choose the easy path, the one with the least resistance, and they wonder why they're not getting anywhere. But the truth is, pain is a necessary part of the process. It's how you learn, how you grow, and how you become stronger. The more you embrace pain, the more you'll realize that it's not something to be feared, but something to be welcomed. Pain is a sign that you're on the right track, that you're doing what others are too afraid to do. And the more you embrace it, the more motivated you'll become to keep pushing forward. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. It doesn't care about your comfort, your convenience, or your ego. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to face your fears, and to grow in ways you never thought possible. But here's the thing, most people never reach their full potential because they're too afraid of pain. They avoid it, they numb it, and they run from it at every opportunity. But the truth is, pain is not your enemy, it's your ally. It's the catalyst for growth, the push you need to break through your limitations and achieve greatness. If you want to stay motivated, you need to change your relationship with pain. Stop seeing it as something to be feared and start seeing it as a necessary part of the process. The more you embrace pain, the more you'll realize that it's not something to be avoided, but something to be welcomed. It's the key to unlocking your true potential. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain at all costs. They choose comfort, security, and the path of least resistance. But in doing so, they also avoid growth, challenge, and the opportunity to become truly great. The truth is, pain is an inevitable part of any worthwhile journey. Whether it's physical pain from pushing your body to its limits, emotional pain from facing your fears, or mental pain from tackling complex challenges, pain is a signal that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're doing something that matters, something that will make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. But here's the thing, pain is only as powerful as you allow it to be. If you run from it, it will control you. But if you face it head-on, if you embrace it as a necessary part of your journey, it will transform you. The more you learn to welcome pain, the less you'll need motivation to keep going. You'll become driven by a deeper purpose, one that doesn't waver in the face of discomfort or challenge. You'll become unstoppable. Chapter 7. If you really want to stay motivated, eliminate the safety nets. Burn your bridges so there's no going back. When you have no other option but to succeed, you'll find a level of motivation you didn't know you had. Most people fail because they always leave themselves an out, a way to retreat when things get tough. But if you truly want to achieve something, you need to commit fully. Throw yourself into it with no backup plan. Yes, it's risky. Yes, it's terrifying. But it's also the only way to ensure that you'll do whatever it takes to succeed. When failure is not an option, motivation becomes irrelevant. You'll find a way to make it work because you have no other choice. It's time to stop playing it safe and start committing to your goals with everything you have. Burning your bridges is about eliminating any possibility of retreat. It's about committing so fully to your goals that there's no turning back. Most people fail because they give themselves too many options. They always have a plan B, a backup plan in case things don't work out. But this mindset is the enemy of success. When you give yourself an out, you're subconsciously telling yourself that failure is acceptable. You're leaving the door open for excuses, for reasons to quit when things get tough. But when you burn your bridges, when you remove any possibility of retreat, you force yourself to succeed. You create a level of urgency and determination that you didn't know you had. Suddenly, motivation becomes irrelevant because you have no other choice but to keep going. It's a terrifying, yet incredibly powerful way to ensure that you'll do whatever it takes to achieve your goals. The concept of burning your bridges goes against everything we've been taught about safety and security. We're told to always have a backup plan, to keep our options open, and to never put all our eggs in one basket. But here's the harsh truth. Those who play it safe never achieve greatness. They stay stuck in mediocrity, never fully committing to anything, always hedging their bets. But those who burn their bridges, who eliminate any possibility of retreat, are the ones who achieve extraordinary things. Why? Because they have no other choice. They've made failure unacceptable, and in doing so, they've unlocked a level of motivation and determination that is truly unstoppable. If you want to achieve greatness, you need to stop playing it safe. Burn your bridges, commit fully to your goals, and watch as your motivation soars to levels you never thought possible. Burning your bridges is a bold, courageous act that signals to yourself and to the world that you're all in. It's a declaration that you're willing to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals, even if it means cutting ties with comfort, security, and the familiar. When you burn your bridges, you remove the option of going back to the way things were. You eliminate the possibility of retreat, forcing yourself to move forward, no matter how difficult the journey may become. This level of commitment is rare, but it's also incredibly powerful. When you have no other choice but to succeed, you tap into a reservoir of strength, creativity, and resilience that you didn't know you had. You become resourceful, determined, and relentless in your pursuit of success. Burning your bridges isn't just about eliminating safety nets. It's about igniting a fire within yourself that drives you to achieve what others can't. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of greatness, no matter the odds. If you're serious about reaching your goals, it's time to stop playing it safe. Burn your bridges and watch as your commitment to success takes you further than you ever imagined. Chapter 8. Finally, let's talk about what success really looks like. It's not the glamorous lifestyle portrayed on social media. It's not the highlight reel of achievements and accolades. Success is a grind. It's a series of small, often unnoticed victories that accumulate over time. It's the daily battle against laziness, procrastination, and doubt. If you want to stay motivated, you need to redefine what success means to you. Stop looking for quick fixes and shortcuts. Understand that real success is built on the foundation of hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance. It's not pretty, it's not easy, and it's definitely not instant. But it's worth it. If you can accept this truth, you'll find a deep, unshakable motivation that doesn't rely on external circumstances. You'll become unstoppable. Success is often romanticized as a destination, a place where everything is perfect and all your dreams have come true. But the reality is far less glamorous. Success is a process, a journey that requires constant effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and grinding through the challenges. It's about overcoming obstacles, dealing with setbacks, and continuing to move forward, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. The problem is, most people aren't willing to put in the time and effort required to achieve real success. They want the rewards without the sacrifices, the glory without the grind. But the truth is, success is earned, not given. It's the result of years of hard work, dedication, and persistence. And if you can accept this, if you can embrace the grind and commit to the process, you'll find a level of motivation that doesn't depend on external circumstances. You'll become unstoppable, capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Success is not the destination, it's the journey. It's not the applause, the accolades, or the recognition. It's the quiet, daily commitment to your goals, the willingness to do the hard work even when no one is watching. It's the ability to keep going when others have given up, to push through the pain and the doubt, and to keep your eyes on the prize, no matter how long it takes. The truth is, success is boring. It's repetitive, it's monotonous, and it often feels like you're not making any progress at all. But if you can embrace the grind, if you can commit to the process, you'll find that success is not about the end result. It's about who you become along the way. It's about developing the discipline, the resilience, and the mindset that will carry you through anything life throws at you. And that, my friends, is the real definition of success. The reality of success is far different from the image portrayed in popular culture. It's not about overnight achievements or instant fame. It's about the countless hours of hard work, the sacrifices that go unnoticed, and the relentless pursuit of a goal that only you can see. Success is often a lonely road, filled with challenges, setbacks, and doubts, but it's also a road that shapes you, molds you, and ultimately defines you. The people who achieve true success are those who are willing to endure the grind, who understand that the journey is just as important as the destination. They know that success is not about the final outcome, but about the person you become in the process. It's about the lessons you learn, the skills you develop, and the character you build along the way. If you want to achieve lasting success, you need to redefine what it means to you. Stop chasing after the quick wins and the easy paths. Embrace the grind, commit to the journey, and trust that the process will lead you to where you need to be. When you do this, you'll find a level of motivation that is deep, enduring, and unshakable, one that will carry you through the toughest of times and lead you to the success you've always dreamed of. And there you have it, the brutal truth about staying motivated at all times. It's not about finding some magic formula or waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about discipline, routine, embracing the grind, and pushing through pain. It's about burning your bridges and redefining success on your own terms. If you're ready to stop chasing motivation and start taking control of your life, then this is the path you need to follow. Remember, if you're serious about making a change, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Let's get real about what it takes to succeed. No more excuses, no more waiting for motivation. It's time to take action.